Emily,
Alan,
how's your hair?
last time I checked it was okay.
Yeah, I know. We're not pulling it out. It's week 1 of the summer holidays, isn't it? Week 1.
Hold on to your hats.
Hold on to the train as it whizzes through 6 weeks at 100 miles per hour. That is pretty much what the summer holidays are like. We say I'm about to say as a small business owner, but it is for us, isn't it? In a good way.
Well, we say summer holidays, but it's been like that for a decade for us, Alan, because we've only had part of...
I don't think we're meant to admit this, Emily. I don't think we are.
But we've had kids at home pretty much the entire last decade anyway, so it's just like...
That's true.
A more concentrated effort with all 3 of them at home for 6 weeks.
It is true.
Weeks.
It is 6 weeks. It is a challenge, right? So let's turn this into a positive. So one of the reasons we run our own business is to spend more time with the kids before they depart, right? So as much as we joke about the whole parenting thing, we blimmin' love it, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
No. Did you see that there's been loads of little shorts and because this time of year, that's all you see is people trying to work it out on what they're going to do for the summer holiday hustle. But there are only 18 summers. We only have 18 summers with our kids.
Yeah, but it's kind of true as an abridged figure.
But you have that in your head for the entire time going, oh, crud, mummy guilt.
Johnson Worst figures. You've only got about 80 summers or Christmases. And as we're both in our 40s, we've only got about 40 left.
Way to lighten the mood.
I know, sorry. Actually, this is always meant to be lighthearted. That's meant to be inspirational, not negative. Right, summer holiday hustle. Come on. What's going on? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Everyone, make the most of every day.
Summer holiday hustle will affect lots of us, not all of us, but actually by proxy, all of us, because you won't be necessarily working with your clients in the same way if they have children. So for all of us, at some point, we'll be impacted by the school summer holidays.
Well, it does always feel like a slowdown at summer, and I'm not actually certain why, because even with the kids at home, we're still working, aren't we? So, yes.
We just thought we'd discuss about how we cope with it, because we all deal with it in different ways. We don't actually put our kids in any summer holiday clubs. We don't necessarily have the...
Although they would probably want to be.
Yeah, we don't have grandparents on tap all day, every day for the summer holidays. We have a couple of days throughout the week, which is helpful. But for the most part, we are going to be holding on to our hats, like I said earlier, running our business with 3 small children under our feet for 6 weeks.
Until they realise they don't actually want to spend time with us. That's basically it. We're keeping hold of them until they decide they don't want to spend time with us.
So how are we managing that?
Well, let's be honest. The answer is really quite quickly, isn't it? The answer is really quite a short one. We'll be hustling like we have done forever. Now, I know hustling has a bad name, but I don't think it should have a bad name, because it can mean to people like us just kind of, having a bit of a plan that's a bit fast and rolling with it. So we will be doing some work in the mornings. We'll be doing some work in the evenings. For any kind of client work, we've factored that in, and the vast majority of that is all planned in. Yeah. There's one fab bit. We're going camping for a few days, and the campsite, and this is actually pure coincidence. Sad and pure coincidence. The campsite is now advertising free Wi-Fi throughout the campsite. Our initial thoughts were, how sad is that? But then someone said, fancy a virtual cuppa, and we went, why not? Because the kids can be in the park, which they will be. They don't really want to be dragged around anywhere. They just want to play. So we can sit there with a cup of tea and have a virtual cuppa whilst having a real cuppa. Yeah.
It's also a really good opportunity for our 3 to kind of get, like they always have been. They understand what mummy and daddy do for a job. They're not stupid. They're around us a lot. But actually, to be around us in a more concentrated space, to really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what we do for an actual living and how it works.
Question. If you would like to see some podcast episodes / videos with the kids in, thumbs up, comments, etc., etc.
I think we'll have a whole list of comments there, because no one wants to see us. They only ever want to see Lydia, Rose, Joseph and Ben.
That is a fact. As soon as we had kids, our parents really couldn't have given the monkeys about us.
Anyone else feel that?
Are the kids in? Why, we're in. No, yeah, but are the kids in? No, they're at school.
Oh,
okay, don't worry about it then.
So in terms of our working 6 weeks, and 6 weeks is actually quite short by the end of it. We have front-loaded the beginning of the summer. So the week before the summer holidays, we were literally running around like blue-ass flies, doing everything we possibly could to get organised. We've done a lot of filming. We've got a lot of content in our back catalogue that we've kind of scheduled out a little bit. So in terms
like this one.
And we recognise as well, it's important for us that September is not a slow burn as well, because what usually happens, and many of us might all agree,
When
is
September comes. That's a good name for a song.
oh, who'd have thought that?
Did Green Day do that?
They did.
Yeah, they did do that. Good song.
September, you get the first week back, you kind of slow down a little bit because you're kind of finding your feet again after work, and then the kids go back to school, and then you realise that actually you're in October. We can't do that. We need to hit the ground running in September. So therefore, just ticking over with some little bits throughout the summer holidays will allow us to continue nice and speedily in September.
Correct. 1,000 questions, then shall we wrap up?
1,000 questions?
Yeah. Question 1. Is this irrelevant to you? Because we know quite actually the vast majority of people we chat to, like you, don't have kids. This is irrelevant.
Or out of kids zone.
Or out of kids. So just wondering, do you dip in the summer? Do you just keep going? What do you do? Would love to know. Question 2, would you like to see episodes of this with the kids? You know, where happily we can...
Ben and Joseph in these microphones.
Well, no, us and one of the children, right? So would you like to see that? Or the kids, we just let them record a 5-minute video and see what they talk about. We give them a topic. What was my third question?
I'm lost in your head. I do not know that
Oh,
fact.
blast. I think it was about keeping going. Would you know, do you just keep going through the summer holidays? Because we need to be visible. We need to keep going, to keep growing and everything else. And yes, you can take time off. We're massive believers on that. And our ecosystem model supports taking time off. That's the point of it. But do you just keep going? I'm curious to know, because I remember last summer I was active on LinkedIn, and actually there was a massive dip from just general usage. And lastly...
Oh my God, there is more coming out of his mouth.
If this, I watched a video on YouTube the other day that basically said if he gets 20,000 likes, he's going to get Jay from the In-Betweeners in his next video. This is unlikely to get 20,000 likes. If this gets
You've got to
15,
this point, well done.
Yeah, well done. If this gets 15 likes, we will let the boys record their own podcast episode.
But what if they don't want that?
Okay, drop in the comments what you want if we get to 15 likes. I mean, the boys aren't as appealing as Jay from the In-Betweeners. No. Anyway, thank
Ta-ra.
you. Bye.